Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to the final race of the season in the races. I've ruined it already. Welcome to the final race of the TakeOver Racing League Season 5 Championship. The last round here at the Brazilian Grand Prix in Interlagos. I'm your host, Zach RC, and joining me tonight, I've got someone very different in the comments box. We've got Wardy with us. Of course, some of you may know him from the races driving on these streams as well, and of course from this season in the TRL. Wardy, mate, how you doing?
Good, mate. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, thanks, and looking forward to getting this last race of the season underway. Of course, qualifying getting underway now. These first couple of cars making their way out onto the racetrack. Of course, it's been a very high class season for the return of TakeOver Racing League on this game. Wardy, have you got anything to say about just how well things have gone so far this year?
Oh, it's been a brilliant season, to be honest. Probably been our most successful season so far. Attendance has been great, well, apart from today, but we move. But yeah, it's been a mega season. Hopefully we'll have some good racing today.
You're definitely going to try and finish it off on a high, and yeah, you are right. We are slightly lower on drivers tonight, 13 on the grid for the race. But aside from the attendance levels being relatively high all seasons, that's always a positive. So yeah, I was looking forward to having a good last round of the season. I'm just adjusting my audio a little bit here. So we're jumping into qualifying. Of course, 80 minutes, set that fastest time, and we'll see how that goes. Wardy, I have a challenge for you here. If you want to follow along with Tommy in the Alfa Romeo, would you be able to take us on a lap around Interlagos?
Let's do it. Why not? Right, let's get the lap data up. Lovely old job.
Alright.
Right, here we go. Tommy in the Alfa Romeo. Coming up to start his lap, up to turn 1. This should be very interesting. But down into turn 1 he comes. Early on the brakes, got to be easy on the throttle through here. And into 5th gear, through turn 1, turn 2, up into the straight where Leclerc and Vettel come together in 2019. Obviously we won't want any of that today. Down into turn 4, easy on the throttle down here as that curb can throw you out. Round into turn 5, up into the straight for turn 6. Sector 2 can be quite tricky for some people, and of course some of the curves will be quite interesting as well. Turn 7, nicely taken, hit the apex, and yet again easy on the throttle through here, hug the inside, short shift up, and through into turn 10, easy on the throttle once again, coming down to the sector 2 split, and Tommy has got a 52.1. Easy on the throttle again, the curbs are off around here at some points, up into the final straight we come, hug the apex to get as much time as you can, onto the inside line here, Tommy does a good job, up to the line, and the first lap is a 1:08.9.
Oh, that was a good lap there, Wardy. Thanks for taking us through that, and now we'll keep an eye on what goes on for the rest of the order. Imri on medium, setting the next fastest time, 1:08.5, so about almost half second in front. Here comes Fred towards the line in the Aston Martin, will go third fastest. It's just about 10th or 2 off of Tommy's time. His teammate Ben Barr having a bit of struggle there midway through sector 2 as Ethan goes fastest. As Fran retired. Oh, he's out already. Wow, that's a horrible looking shunt there. That's
definitely an interesting one considering he's just completed his lap. Surely people want to be on the cool down there, but
yeah, definitely. But
at least he set a lap.
Yeah, so he's got one in, but perhaps not one of the fastest times we've seen. So we're hoping to. We're hoping to see if anyone can go slower than he does. Ethan sets the fast time, then 1:08.057, a full half second clear of Imri on the mediums, and Geekin just got into second place, 1 minute, literally a 10th off, 1:08.157. So two Mercedes cars looking very strong here, of course, looking to try and finish the season off on a high. Correct me if I'm wrong, but with Tommy's been disqualified from the session, but going the wrong way.
Whereabouts is that?
That's just the exit of sector 2 and going into that last corner. So we start from the back of the grid as JT goes fastest in the AlphaTauri.
2 drivers out. So that's a good lap from Imri on the medium tyres as well. Only half second off. Be quite good to see what he can do on the softs. Obviously, he said he's quite confident this qualifying. So it'd be lovely to see him up the top again, sort of competing with JT and Lemons as well. Lemons gets to set a lap. Is he on a lap as well? He is. Coming up to sector 2 split now. 51.1. Oh, and he's spun.
Oh, around he goes.
He's gone around.
It's a good thing he's got nothing to fight for in this week's race. Because of course we're at the championship 2 rounds to go in Canada as he plows through the sponsor board on the way back through. So Nice bit of debris on the track for the next couple of cars to run into. Oh, Jacob in the Ferrari going on top.
With a great lap there.
Yeah, that's almost a tenth quicker than JT's time. And up the hill. Of course, the debris now out of the way. Good job from the marshals to clear that up. Yellow flag, and that is Ethan. Is that Ethan going slowly? Yes, it is. Well, no, it's not. Sorry, I'm giving my hands. Watson's gone around. He's gone around midway through sector 2, and he's backing himself onto the grass, trying to get himself readjusted for re-entry onto the circuit. But yeah, so pretty much everyone's set time so far. Save for Ben Brower, who's going to back out on the racetrack now. Only car to have not set a lap was Jacob on top, JT second, and Ethan in third. Very close here, up at the top, especially. There's a few tenths separating the top 4, so not much.
Yeah, the track will definitely ramp up as we go through qualifying, so I will expect a few quicker laps from the drivers, but it's very close up the top there. What is that? 3 or just under 3 tenths separating the top 4 at the moment.
Yeah. And it's 7 tenths between Jacob and Imrie, more or less. And 7.5 to Jaden. 8 tenths back, 10th Cannon in 7th place. Because Lemon's gone around. He's now coming in. No, he's Lemon stays out, going towards the line here.
1:15.
Not
the greatest of laps, but I'm sure he'll want to improve on that 100%.
Maybe
I think he's just recovering from the spin he had earlier on.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's have a look.
In terms of Drivers' Championship, one driver I'm looking at in particular is Geekin here. He's running third in the championship after the last round in Bahrain. 99 points, 20 points back from Fan in second place, who isn't with us this week. Of course, neither of the Alpines in the race week order, you would have been one of them. But then things got a bit awry. They got the race ban.
Yeah, things got a bit out of hand at Bahrain. As they not my finest moment in the league, I'm not going to lie.
But yeah, so Geekin, 20 points off of Fan. With the win today, he could actually overhaul Fan for second place in the Drivers' Championship. So let's keep an eye on today.
That will 100%. It'll be great for him. He's been very consistent. I think the last 2 or 3 races, I think he got did he get a podium finish at Bahrain? Was it? Or am I? Let's have a look.
I think it might have been, but I wasn't streaming it. Oh, Lemons goes fastest there. There goes the champion, up into P1.
There we are.
Beating Jacob's time. Of course, I saw Jacob earlier this season in Canada, I believe. Of course, he did an excellent job in qualifying. And really upset the front
Yeah, he had a
runners.
very strong performance there as well.
Yeah.
I think he had the same sort of strategy as JT, and
Imrie
with the
Here
107.5.
comes Ethan to
Sticking to his word in the chat.
Ethan goes fourth. Oh, only 3,000 a second off of Jacob there.
Oh, this is going to be very close for the final runs on their tyres.
They're definitely top 6
Still
now.
a few. I think Geekin's on a lap as well.
Yeah,
Let's see what.
comes
No,
to
he's
line
not.
now.
He's now come to start a lap.
Oh yeah, the game doing the glitch a bit earlier than usual. But
Yeah, there we are. And
it does please me the fact that we've been able to have a season as good as we have, especially considering the issues that we've all seen throughout the game cycle.
100%. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
F1 for me, F1 2020 was definitely the best game. 2021 was a bit shaky, but yeah, it's nice to see the success we've had in season 5 as well, especially after season 4 issues with attendance. But
yeah, definitely. Of course, things had a massive upturn for season 5 as Ethan comes into the pit lane now. Only a few more cars on the racetrack, which is about halfway through the session here. About 9 minutes to go on the clock. Both Mercedes cars.
Geekin is up on his time.
Yep, he's just under a tenth up to make his way towards the line. We'll see what he can pull off here. DRS now wide open as he makes his way down that main straight and over the line. We're looking at a 1:08.040. That puts him just above his teammate there in 6th place. Jaden's slowing down here. Letting 10th Cannon through there. He's invalidated his lap, so let's come back around and give it another go. He's running on the medium tyres there, so I'm not quite sure what benefit he's going to get out of those, considering the rest of the fast laps all been on softs. He comes to the pit lane now, so the end of his run. JT running towards the line here. About to start a fresh lap. There he goes. Is it one of the Aston Martins behind? That's Ben Bry, who's just gone P7. So everyone in the order now is set lap times. The fastest being still belonging to Imrie, 1 minute 7.593. And the slowest belonging to Watson, 1 minute 28.926. Quite a way off the pace there, but he's on his way back out on another run. I'll tell you what, it's a good thing that Imrie is in the position he's in right now, because I've been told his internet's cut out. So he's going to need to reboot that before someone else can try and top his time. Yellow flag, that's one of the Alpha Tauris. So the only Alpha Tauri, JT, who's gone around. So there are 5 teams tonight who have their full lineups. So Red Bull, Haas, Mercedes, Aston Martin, and Alfa Romeo. As Jane goes fastest, wow, by quite a way. 1 minute 7.3.
That is a disgusting lap. 107.3, so that's over 2/10 quicker than Imrie.
That's almost a quarter of a second. Yeah. Tough to beat. We'll see what Lemons can do. He's just started a fresh lap.
I think Jakob's on the lap as well.
Yes,
he's a tenth and a half up. It's purple sector 2 as well, so it'll be quite interesting to see if he can get any quicker than maybe beat the two contenders for the race win today, Lemons and Imrie.
Well,
DRS open as well.
Imrie rejoining the session as well. Jacob over the line, puts himself P3. And that was a good lap.
It's a good lap very good lap from Jacob. It's top 4 now, separated by 3.5 tenths. I think
Lemons on
JT will definitely want to improve his time.
Lemons into the second sector split, only 300 of a second up. So it'd be enough right now for him to reclaim P3, but no higher than that as Jane's got a bit of an issue behind. JT comes roaring through behind in him, and towards the line here, Lemons goes third. JT towards the line, and he puts himself P5 just in front of Ethan there. So season 1 champion running in 5th place now, 5.5 minutes left to go. 10th cannon on his way through to start another lap. Let's see what he can do.
That'll be nice for Lemons to get another win as well, but obviously he's had plenty this season, but he's been wanting to beat Pope and JT's record for most wins in the league. JT's got 11, Pope's 8, and Lemons is currently on 7, so he could match Pope here.
Wait, he's got 7 all in this
quite
season
tasty.
so far?
Oh, not in this season, no, sorry, it's of all time. So JT's had 11 of all time. Yeah. Pope has had 8, and Lemons obviously 7.
How many races?
All from the season.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, so this season is 7 for Lemons.
Wow.
Yeah, he's doing alright. It's
all right,
7 for Lemons, 1 for Ball Beast, 1 for Fan, 1 for JT, and then 1 for Wilson, who is not in the league anymore. So.
Oh yeah, I remember what happened there. In that respect, Lemons back into the pit lane here, the end of his run, and Imrie's goes up the hill to start on another lap. He needs to gain a quarter of a second as Watson retires. There's no one around him, so we can't quite see what's happened.
Oh, he's probably lost it on the exit of. Was that turn
13, I believe. If my
turn
maths is
13?
correct.
Yeah.
Imrie through sector 1 here. He can close up to 10th cannon by the end of the lap. I dare say he could get a good toe off of him. He's 0.2 of a second up on his previous efforts. But will 10th cannon move out of the way?
Yeah, he'll be wanting 10th cannon to get out of the way quite quickly here, just to stop him from impeding the lap.
Cannon's
It'd be nice if he moved right here.
So by all means, he should move out of the way for Imrie. And he will.
Right here.
And he will.
That'd be lovely. There we go.
Very sportsmanlike there from Cannon as Imrie comes through sector 2. Looking at that next split. Needs to gain a 10th or 2 here. Oh, he's up, but not by much, about half a 10th. So he needs a lot on this main straight in order to close up to Jaden, let alone taking that pole time on the fresh softs. And running towards the line now. See what he can pull off. Oh, he's actually lost out in that last sector. So he stays in second despite improving. Oh, we got a Mercedes on the right side of the track there. Just letting Ethan throw out Skeek in there. Ethan through the first sector, nice and smooth. And invalidated on the exit of turn 4. So his lap's over there.
Yeah, that could be a right pain there, because you want to get on the throttle as early as possible, to use as much track as possible, but that can be a right pain there. I've invalidated many times on that curb. It's not pleasant.
Yeah, I can imagine there. Jacob onto what could be his last run here, because I dare say he'll get enough time to go back to the pits and then run again. So he comes out towards that sector 1 split, down the Heteroposta, and coming towards that first split. Oh, he's 2 seconds down. And I wouldn't say that's an overly positive start, as Lemons comes towards the line here to begin. It will be almost like his final run. Imri a second down. Wow, what on earth happened in that second sector? Whatever it is, he won't be able to stop Lemons. As Cannon retires from the session in the pit lane, he's calling it a day. Imri into the pit lane as well. Well, will he retire too, or will he try and go out for one more run? If he can get in time though, I dare say he might have a shot of just making it round. Need to make that change onto a fresh set of softs quickly.
Jakob coming up to the second sector split. I think the game's doing another glitch again. 4.9 seconds down, which is not.
Oh, you know, this is his lap. So he's going through. He's going to have one more time here. At most, he can get 2 more laps in. So through 2 more. Keep an eye on him. Yellow flag. That is Lemons letting Ben Breyer through. And JT turns up the hill. I think that'll be to start what will now be his final lap, because he can't fit another one from here on out. So the last runs getting underway for these last 2 cars got on the racetrack. Just 4 of them. Imri calling it a day. Geeking on his way out the pit lane. I don't think either he or Imri will get out onto the racetrack in time to actually go again. And it's probably a wasted run. JT was...
Yeah, I'll be very, very surprised if Imri and Geek can get around.
I will too. They have to cut a fair few corners in order to get around there in time. Jacob through the second sector here. It's a 100th of a second down. Lemons was 300ths up out of that first sector. JT was 3.5 hundredths up, so not much improvement there. Jacob, that 100th of a second down, staying P4. Looks things. He'll start on the outside of the second row, unless JT can get him now. Oh, JT, almost 2 tenths up. And I dare say that could actually be enough to maybe swap place on the front row. Here he comes towards the line. He can nail this last sector. Checker flag is now forward. Here comes JT towards the line. What can the former champ do? Puts himself P2. And here comes Lemons towards the line.
Very good lap from JT there.
What can Lemons pull off? Has he got it on this final run? No, he stays P4.
Cool.
Well, I dare say that is the end of qualifying with Jacob having invalidated. And that will put Jaden on pole for this race. Neither Imri or Geeking can get round in time. So Jaden on pole for the race then. And JT, thanks to that blinder of a last lap, will start alongside him.
Yeah, it's very good qualifying, from very close qualifying as well. What was that? Well, it's a 10th and a half between 2nd and 5th. Obviously Jaden's quite a bit ahead with that 107.3. Very good lap from the Dutchman.
He's definitely what to play for in the race.
Be quite interesting to see how it all plans out here. Imri's saying he has the race pace. Would like to see the forecast as well, because quite a few of people wanted rain, which is surprising actually. But obviously it will make commentary quite interesting as well if we do have a bit of rain.
Yeah, I remember in particular racing about a year ago at this point. I saw it was a full length race, so I go from I think I went from dry to wet again over the course of it.
Oh, was that the RDL race?
That it was, yeah. The first race I did there. Were you in that race?
Yeah, I can remember watching. I wasn't in that race. No, it was a very good stream to watch though. I think there's quite a few people from TORL in it, and yeah. Like you said, dry wet.
Could we get more of the same today?
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
So we'll take you through the starting order ahead of the race. So Jaden starts on pole with JT alongside a pair of Dutchmen leading us towards turn number 1. Sounds like Verstappen's got a clone. Imri and Lemon start together on row 2. That's Jacob and Ethan on row 3. Geekin and Ben Breyer on row 4. Cannon and Watson round at your top 10, with Legends, Fuad and the disqualified Tommy starting behind them. So that is your order for today's Brazilian Grand Prix, the final race in the TakeOver Racing League Season 5. We're back with you in a few minutes' time for the start of the race. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the TakeOver Racing League Season 5 finale here in Brazil. Myself, Zach RC, and Wardy making his debut in the commentary box for this race. Looking forward to getting this one underway. The last round of the season, and we are seconds away from the start. Wardy, if you had to give me a driver to win this race, who would it be?
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. Jaden's shown his pace in pole, but obviously quality in race pace is completely different. See, part of me wants to say Lemons just to keep his streak going, but Imri's very confident with his race pace as well. So I'm gonna say Imri first, Lemon second, Jaden third.
Fair enough. I see Lemons taking the win with Imri second and Geek in third. That's my podium.
I'm sticking consistent, making an appearance again.
Yeah, right then. With our terrible predictions out of the way, I think it's time to get underway. Let's go to 5 red lights now for the Brazilian Grand Prix, last race of this season's TakeOver Racing League, and it's underway. Lights out, foot to the floor, go, go, go. Good get away from Jaden. Imri still there on his left-hand side to make the way towards turn number 1. Imri might look to the inside into this first corner. He will. No contact between the Williams and the Mercedes through turns 1 and 2. Jaden gets away with the lead. Imri's going to try it around the outside of turn 3 though. Wheel to wheel on the exit and around the outside. Imri goes sidling up into the lead from 3rd position of the start. Jaden now following in his wake as the cars make their way towards turn number 4 here. Very easy to pick up track limits penalties. Imrie shows the way. Jaden second, Lemons up to third, and JT, the terrible start there from the front row, he's now down to 7th place.
I was going to say, he didn't have the greatest of starts there. He's now back there with Geek, and I'm sure they'll both be working their way up the field now. To try and get past Ben Brar and Ethan, but obviously both Ethan and Ben had good qualifyings as well, so it's anyone's game here. Yeah,
definitely. Of course, Imrie showing the way early on. 2 places gained from this opening lap already. Jaden looking to try and fight back. Jacob's a bit busy himself trying to get around Lemon to got a bit squirrely on the exit of that last corner, so Jacob might try and go for a move up the hill down this next straight. Just be very careful on the exit. Yellow flag behind them, and that's Watson who's has gone slow out of the turn. Oh, very close to contact there. Tommy's measured up 4 places since the start. Got disqualified in qualifying for going the wrong way apparently, which didn't see, but he's making it through the order now as Legends and Foy go side by side. Legends gets the edge on that occasion and going to turn ways to try around the outside of Tommy on the Alpha. Oh, there goes Ben Breyer, almost spinning in front of them there, but he recovers the car as Foy goes very deep into the turn. Oh, there's almost contact with Tommy there. The Aston Martin's not doing well so far. A bit of contact with Fuad as they make their way down the straight, and there goes. So there goes Ben Breyer taking full advantage of the pair of them, sidling through to take away P8. Yellow flag, and that's Jaden who spun out.
Oh, that's
a major one. And there goes 10th Cannon around as well. And Jaden got no front wing on that car. And Tommy's lost it as well.
For
as has Watson. What is going on his second lap here in Brazil? 4 cars losing it in the space of about half a lap or so. Imrie, unbeknownst to all this, leads the way. 1.3 seconds clear now of the champion Lemons. Jacob's now up to 3rd, Ethan 4th, and JT's back up to 5th. So the comeback is on for the Season 1 champion as he makes it up the hill, looking to try and take advantage of the Haas of Ethan that lies in front of him. To the inside if he can, going towards this last little kink of a left-hander, and over the line it will take away P4 as Imrie sets the fastest lap and Lemon sets it straight afterwards. So Lemon's in control of that extra point. DRS now enabled. This is where things will get really interesting, Wardy, because of course within 1 second of the car head you can overtake, and Ethan's going to try that one now if he can.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one now. DRS is enabled because obviously you've got to have a bit of VRS management throughout the race. Imrie on 44 and Lemons on 52. He's going to want to try and keep that gap to over a second because Lemons, I know for a fact, runs very low downforce setups. So once he gets within DRS, he's going to be closing in very, very quickly.
Jaden making a change there onto a fresh front wing and a set of medium tyres as well. Let's have a look at the tyres that everyone's chosen for this one. Predominantly the hard tyres, the tyre of choice, as Watson has spun it again, and 10th Cannon and Tommy finding the way through. It'll be a while before Jaden comes up to try and catch up to him. But in terms of those tyre choices, we're mainly looking at hard tyres, the majority of the pack. Geekin and Tommy started on the mediums, Legends and Watson on the soft. So a few takers for those faster compounds, but one won't last as far into the race as Watson goes around again. And Jaden on the exit of the pit lane now, a long way off the pace as Imrie sets the fastest lap and Lemons takes it from him immediately. And there goes JT, who's closed in massively on Jacob here. Just half second back as looks like Geekin's trying to take Lemons around. Sorry, Lemons trying to take Ethan through turns 1 and 2. On the exit of 2, he gets to and moves clear through 3, but Ethan's will come right back at him, going towards turn number 4, following on the wake of the Silver Arrow. Looks to the outside, trying to dart through and make a move around the outside. Not going to happen. Going into the corner. So Steve stays behind the Mercedes for the time being. Very entertaining stuff.
Yeah, that's great defending there from Geekin. He's a very tough guy to pass. Oh, and Ethan's around.
Oh, Ethan loses it. Going through turn number 6 there. Recovers it without issue. Down to P9 though.
Geekin will be trying to make the most of their medium tyres, trying to get in on JT, but it's not going to be difficult. Not going to be hard. There we go.
Ooh, JT,
big moment for JT there.
Very close to that last corner, running around the outside a little bit there as Watson goes around again, or maybe it's gone straight on there into turn 4. Jaden trying to close on him. He's about 20 seconds back as it stands. As Imrie starts lap 5 of this race, Lemons still about a second off. Needs to get back inside the DRS section zone, but he's only about half a tenth back from the range of the Williams. But he's had to focus on Jacob behind him, who may try and close a bit more with the DRS on that Ferrari on the run towards turn 4. He's been closing in bit by bit on the champion, looking to make something happen. Red Bull versus Ferrari. Have we ever seen this one before?
Yeah, it's going to plan out to be an interesting race, 100%. Well, Jacobs had great pace. JT didn't have a great first sector there. He's now fallen out DRS, back into DRS now. So Geekin also closing in. It's going to be quite a close finish, I reckon, with this one.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, number of good cars up here in the running, but they're quite spread out a bit now as opposed to how they were. I think that's what happens when we've got less cars in the race today, which obviously unfortunately we do move past that as best we can. JT still just there within DRS range. Oh, yellow flag, and that is Tommy who's lost it. Or on the exit of turn 6, I believe. It's Jaden now setting the fastest lap. So he's getting some times under his belt as Watson comes into the pit lane. I mean, either for a wing change or just for tyres. He's gone to a fresh set of hards there. It'll be the first car to put a lap down here should Imrie manage to get around about the pit lane. There is the hash just there at the front. It's very tight between the pair of them. I dare say, regardless of who's in front of the exit, that Imrie will put Watson a lap behind. Watson coming out in front, only just. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a penalty for Ben for multiple warnings. That's 3 seconds to his name, the first one of the night. Watson allowing Imrie through here. Let's move out of the way to avoid any trouble with Lemons as well.
Yeah,
was running his line. Yep, let him through now. Of course, he is ghosting, so the cars can just as easily go through him as well.
Yeah, it's quite off-putting having a ghosted car on the way, though, so it is a lot better if they do move out of the way, but it does happen. It is what it is.
Doesn't seem to bother Jacob, though. He's just gone completely through Watson there and holding on to P3, but just about a second back, more or less. Needs to get himself back into the DRS range as Watson gets a penalty for himself now. And there goes.
Lemon's really trying to get into the DRS zone here. I think he's got it. He's got it.
I dare say he has. Yes, he has. Down this main straight. And this will be where things get interesting. Imrie's had it all to himself for the first 6 laps of this race. But now you may have a whole 30 of dealing with Lemons behind him. And that's not a nice sight to have in your mirrors. Jacob. Still about a second over. Sorry, off the pace. And there is. Oh, Tommy's gone around his way onto the grass there. And rejoining.
Not a great day for the Alfa Romeos and Jaden.
No, not at all. Of course, I think Jaden's trying to make it back up. He set several fastest laps as Tommy again brings up the yellow flag to make himself back up to speed. But despite this, these guys are still going on. Oh, Ben Breyer loses it at turn 4. So have to recover that, and 10th Cannon may have someone to fight now as he makes his way through. So top 6, or top 5 rather, of all sort of pulled away to their own little gap. Legend's running in 6th place there, but he's about 6 seconds off. Only car left on those soft tyres.
I think Geekin will be rubbing his hands together at the moment because Watson, even though he's a back marker, I think Geekin will then get DRS here and just drag him slowly into JT. I don't think he's going to get DRS. He is going to get DRS.
That's very helpful for him. Watson gets it as slowly.
Jacob slowly, he's lost out on DRS to Lemons now, so it'd be nice for JT to sort of crack on and get into the podium position. I think that's what he'll be wanting.
Definitely, I think Lemons want to try and crack on with getting around Imrie. See how close he is now, like half second separating the pair of them. Are we in for a good battle for the lead here, Wardy?
Oh, 100%. It's they're both very quick drivers. It's Imrie's determined to get that first win. I know he's been wanting that for a while now. He's come close. I think he's got a 2nd place in Hungary, I want to say. But yeah, he'll definitely be wanting that, especially with the confidence he's had coming into this race.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone other than Imrie Lemons taking the win at this stage of the race. Because that could change very easily as Fog gets himself a 3-second time penalty. That's 3 cars in the field who now have that to their name. But Lemons want to try and get around the Williams car as quickly as he can. So here comes the Red Bull down the main straight, looking to try and close in.
JT on Jacob.
Oh, yep, there he goes to the inside to turn 1. An actual move being pulled off there. That's JT in the AlphaTauri around Jacob in the Ferraris. Watson trying to get involved behind them, despite the fact that he's ghosted, so there'll be no impact there. He may potentially throw off Jacob a little bit. The Ferraris are going to try and come back at him though. I dare say it's supposed to try and pull it off. If he goes a bit late on the stoppers into 4, I'm not going to try it. Chose the safe route out and sticks behind JT as Lemons about 6.5 tenths off of Imrie for the lead.
Yeah, I think Imrie and Lemons' plan, I think best here would be not to battle as much because they'll be wanting to stay out of DRS of JT as well. I think JT's going to be a bit dangerous for both of the pair and they'll just be wanting to keep their pace up and just crack on, try and get away from JT as much as they can.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, that threat behind them, they're getting closer and closer by the lap. It's down to 1.2 seconds as it stands. So he's now just one place off where he started. So he's almost reeled it all back within the first 10 laps of this race. It's very impressive. And Lemons closing in once again with the DRS. Yes, see how close he gets this time. We're probably just looking to try and set himself up for turn number 4 here. Geekin's fallen back a little bit. He's 1.2 seconds off of Jacob in 4th. And Lemons doesn't gain too much. He's still about 6 tenths back. He needs to use some of that battery in order to stand a chance, I reckon. Stand a chance of closing in. Imri's got about 30% of his left as it stands. And JT still trying to get closer.
Lemons is definitely playing the long game here. He's saving up his battery. He knows that inevitably JT will catch him up. Or both JT and Imri are on the low ERS, sorry. So yeah, he's definitely playing the long game here, just keeping to himself. Fingers crossed it will all play out for him.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, this could be a very interesting fight, but Lemons choosing to go long term and longer into the race with the battery he's got now, and hopefully he'll be looking to go on a charge towards the end of the race, looking to pick up the win number 8 on the campaign. Yellow flag for the back. That's Watson, who's finally lost touch this lead pack. He's now spun out and rejoining, but quite a way off of Geekin in 5th place. He's still about a tenth or so over DRS range right now of Jacob, who's almost fallen out of DRS range himself as Tommy gets another penalty. And look how close things are now. JT within DRS range of Lemons. So 2 champions of the TakeOver Racing League could be about to take each other on. And that's a phrase that we haven't said in quite a while.
No, I think the times that these have met this season, I think JT's had a quali ban for I think 2 or 3 of the races, and then back in Jeddah, that was a while back now when both you and Dara were commentating. I think JT didn't have the greatest of races there, so it'd be nice to see him battling. Yeah,
and of course, could see to get Imri involved as well, considering he's just running in front of these two as it stands. So going towards the end of lap 11 then. Everyone's still quite close together in terms of that top 5. Geekin's trying to close back in, but no luck, as there goes Tommy around just in front of this pack, which I suppose saves him having to let them all through. And back up the hill towards the main straight once again. Lemons really, he's actually dropping back here. I dare say he could fall threat to JT in a lap or 2 perhaps, if he keeps on losing time like this, because he's really not getting any closer to Imri, he's backing up. He did say he had the race pace, and he's proving it right now. But there's still 2/3 of the race left to come, so anything could still happen. We've still got to wait in terms of strategy what these guys plan to do then.
Yeah, there's 2 trains going on at the moment. You've got the first one, and then both the Aston Martins and 10th Cannon at the back there as well. It's going to be interesting coming into the second DRS zone to see if anyone gets past. I think both Aston Martins have completely used all their DRS up. That was a safety car.
Oh yeah, and that'll be for Tommy, who's out of the session but retired in the pit lane. So I dare say, well, I'm unsure as why it's come out, to be honest, because he retired in the pit lane, so there's not a concern there. But that definitely throws things into chaos a little bit in terms of strategy. But it'll come at the right time of Geekin and Legends, whose mediums and soft tyres will have done the distance at this stage, and it'd be a good opportunity for Jane to catch back up. He comes into the pit lane here. Is it worth Jane going into a fresh set of hards to the end? We're banking for a safety car to go on softs.
I reckon Jaden will go for the hards here. I think Geekin will definitely pit to go to the hards.
He's got mediums.
I think all the top 4 will come in as well. They're all coming in just to go on at mediums, just to get their pit stop out of the way. And it's going to be a stretch for the medium tyres, but I reckon they'll all be able to do it 100%. We'll
have to see just what happens to see who makes those changes. So all four cars in at more or less at the same time. Lemons just about beating out the pits. Yep, you're right. All 4 of them went onto the mediums. Geeko onto the hards though, and Legend into the pit lane. Ethan stays out crucially. I've seen him do this a few times in the RDL, so he'll be a nice spanner in the works for our leaders on the restart. They've almost come out in front of him though, save for Geekin, who's come out just behind him.
Ooh. It'll be an interesting one. I think Geekin will be wanting to get past with these as much as possible, because I think if he can stick with these medium runners, which is going to be really, really difficult, I'm not going to lie, but towards the end, he's going to have the pace on their medium runners, because after, what's it going to be, 23 laps on mediums around here is going to be a killer towards the end. So he'll be wanting to capitalise on those medium runners.
Yeah, definitely. And now the field's all bunched up again, so we could see a fair bit of action on this restart. Of course, I look forward to see what JT can do. Emery will look to try and jump out front, but if JT's now got his two close opponents now in his sights right here in front of him, then I dare say this could get very tasty indeed. Of course, Jacob and Guy coming back within DRS range as well, should they stay within it for the first 2 laps. And Jaden will be pulling up to the back of the pack too, so this could get... It has all the elements to be a cracking restart. We've just got to wait for Jaden and 10th Cannon to catch up. Who am I thinking of? JD? I don't think I'm thinking on there.
JD. I don't know, to be honest. JD. Oh, what's his name? Limitless.
I've done the RDL too much. That's all
JV.
I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, JV, JT. Yeah.
There are many J's in this part of the league community that we are in, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Fair. I think RDL is a lot more confusing because you got, was it BJ, PJ, TJ,
JB,
JB. That was just too many 2 letters.
Many letters.
Oh dear. Okay, what was your prediction at the start of the race? Now
I had Lemons, Imri, and Geekin. So
Lemons, Imri, and Geekin.
I got a good chance here. They were both crucially. Did you leave JT off the podium, or did you not?
I did. I think I said Imri, Lemons, and Jaden.
Yes, you did.
So
you've got 2 out of 3 right now. I've got nothing, but a lead change would be enough. But crucially, based on the start we had, I thought for a second we were almost right to have JT off the podium. And we almost completely overlooked him, but he's still there with the Vengeance, so it's not at all over for him. A podium finish is definitely still on the card, so he could try and prove us both wrong here.
Yeah, I think the reason I certainly did as well. The reason I thought he would finish so far back is because we're so used to him starting at the back because of all his qualifying bans. But now he started up there. I think he does have a good chance of winning this, but Imri has shown great pace at the start here as well, so all to play for.
Definitely, and here we go now. Safety car in this lap, so we'll get back to action on lap number 15. Now, how will Imri play this one? Will he try and go late, or will he go as quick as he can? But he's got to wait for that safety car to make his way to the pit lane. The Aston Martin safety car, or at least one of those Aston Martins leading the field today. So Imri coming around here. I think he's going to try and get going as soon as he makes his way in. He's going to back up Lemons a little bit, but that could be a poor... No, he's managed to make it work, and JT could take advantage. There goes Jacob around his outside. He's going back to racing here. Ethan's had a terrible start. And there goes Ben Breyer charging through at turn 1. Oh, and there goes...
Ooh.
Fuad off the track there. What on earth happened? Fuad out just like that at turn 1. Everyone else
that is an interesting one.
Everyone just went straight on at turn 1. Emery leads then. Lemon second. And JT threatened him in third. Jacob fourth. Geek in fifth. Ben Breyer up to 6th there. What a restart for him. And Jaden back up to 8th. So, we're getting back to work here on number 15 as we near the halfway stage of this race. But what on earth happened to Fuad there?
Not quite sure, to be honest. It's very strange that he's gone straight on there. I'm hoping it wasn't intentional, but it's something we'll look into after the race. But
yeah, definitely.
It's going to be quite interesting for Ethan and Ben Breyer because obviously they haven't made their pit stop yet. So in order for their strategy to work, it's going to have to be another safety car or some miracle of pace for them to get ahead of all the medium runners. Somehow.
Yeah, there's only 11 cars actually left in the race. There's only so many drivers that can actually have an incident to bring out a safety car here. Lemon's still about 8 tenths off of Imri as they come down the main straight. So we get lap number 16. Jacob staying right there with JT this time. Less than half second back as Jaden gets around Legends. But might try and take Ben Breyer as well. But nope, thinks better if it stays in line. Oh, there goes Legends.
Oh, that's a great save.
Good save.
That is a great save.
Kept himself, and 10th Cannon kept himself being taken out too. Jaden might look to the outside. Watson putting into the pit lane to retire from the race here. And after Ethan's coming with as well, as Jaden slides through for 6th.
Legends and 10th Cannon are side by side.
What's happened in the Haas pit lane? Watson's retired as Ethan, they may have double stacked. And Watson then realising perhaps that may have screwed over a strategy in a race where there's so few cars. He's chosen to retire by the looks of it.
Yeah, that means that every racer now that finishes... Ooh, Legend's having another moment there.
He's doing a good job keeping on to it, though.
Yeah, so every driver in the race now will be finishing with points, which is always a plus.
Is that provided they finish the race, or is it just regardless?
It'll be if they finish the race. So obviously, if someone DNFs now, they won't be getting any points, which is a little bit annoying for them. But
so then points on the line as DRS re-enabled to the start lap number 17, and Lemons have it right from the off here. So try and close back in on Imrie if he can. That safety car was the closest he's been to the Williams all afternoon here, as he makes his way through turn number 4. Imrie staying in front about half a second or so. JT just about falling out of Lemon's DRS range, but Jacob is right there behind him in P4, about 4/10 back. Geekin now has a rearview mirror full of his teammate Jaden, who's coming up on him fast. So could we see the two Silver Arrows go to war on the racetrack here?
I think Geekin will definitely want to be letting Jaden pass, hopefully to sort of pull him along a little bit, because he's already lost touch with Jacob. So I think it'd be wise just to let him through, and hopefully Mercedes pair will sort of power through the pack. Be nice to see.
Of course, we both had a Mercedes driver on our podium, so for our sakes, to be hoping that they come back to the field, but for their sakes as well, try and get some more points, try and finish their constructors off on a high. And of course, Geekin needs the win in order to beat Fan second place in the Drivers' Championship, otherwise third will be the best he goes for.
It's going to be a tough one with that penalty, but anything can happen, you never know.
Imrie, where he is now, currently running in P1 as he has since that first corner. So Imrie, as it stands, will actually have enough to finish in 4th place in the Drivers' Championship as it stands. Of course, he's only 6 points off of you, Wardy, and he's got Bull Beast 19 in front of him. So as of right now, he's doing enough. So I'm sure you won't be too happy to see yourself drop down a position in the final standings there. So is the part you hoping that maybe Imrie doesn't win this race?
No, it'll be nice for him. I think he's had a few bad races, but he has definitely had a very good races as well. It'd be nice to see him finish up on the top step there. But, no, it is what it is. It's good racing at the end of the day, so it doesn't really bother me if I finish above or below anyone.
Right, well, now that my attempts of drama have failed, Lemon's still chasing Imrie here.
Oh, I hate Imrie, no. Oh, God, I hate the DNF.
Brilliant. Well, with all his hatred of Imrie burning through, Lemon's closing it down. He's getting about a tenth of that main straight there. Almost 2/10 to come to turn 1. Is he getting quicker on these medium tyres, or is Imrie just too much for him to handle right now? I have to wait and see, as JT gets himself back within DRS range of Lemons, but still about 9/10 back, and that could be getting larger as the Red Bull closes in on Imrie up front. The two Mercedes cars a little bit further back there, and Ben Brad 2.5 behind them. 10th Cam within DRS range on the soft tyres. So past halfway in this race. I'm probably looking at one more stop.
Strategy from 10th Cannon there. I think if he can get softs to the end there, it'll be a miracle. I think he'll definitely need to stop again. You've also got to remember... Yeah, 100%. Ben Bryer's got to stop as well. Ethan's now made his stop. He will be going to the end as well. It'll be nice to see Jaden... Well, keep on that gap between Jaden and Jacob, because obviously he's now past Geekin.
Yes, he is.
So... But then he has absolutely drained his ERS, sorry. Front runners have all got, apart from Imrie, have got over 40% ERS.
Well, so I say, Lemons is closing in a lot more now. This is the closest he's been to Imrie since we got back underway again. Could he line up a move for turn 4? If he gets a good enough exit, we could see it happen. Imrie may need to use some of his backs to defend here, and he will. So Imrie pulling away just a little bit. It's enough to keep him in front for the time being, but look how close Lemons is getting now. One moment will be all it takes to gift Lemons the lead, and JT's about falling out of DRS range there as well. And 10th Cannon looking to take Ben Bryer through turn 4. He's got a penalty for multiple warnings, so maybe in contact there. He's weaving over the track in order to try and stop 10th Cannon getting past. Or he was weaving for about a second or so. Wasn't quite sure what the plan was for him there. So 10th Cannon has to keep on working in order to get around the Aston Martin.
It's a bit back and forth with the DRS zones at the moment. JT and Jacob keep dropping out of DRS at the front. cars in front of him.
And come back in again.
I'm surprised JT's not a lot closer to Lemons, I'll be honest. But we shall see how. I think Lemons and Imri are both doing what I said at the start, where they're just trying to keep themselves to themselves, not battling. They know that they'll lose time to JT.
I dare say it could be about to change, if I'm being honest. Because look how close Lemons is this time. He's used a bit of his battery there as well. He's looking to close in, trying to make something happen. And I dare say we'll be getting a race in a few moments' time, as JT is starting to close in a little bit now, because these two are so close together.
I'm just going to check the race director if I can, just to see who's got what warnings.
Yeah, there.
Let's have a look.
Ben Brown going on to a fresh set of mediums here. Let's go to the end on those if he can.
So, Lemons has got a warning, Imri's got a warning, and JT, they've all got one warning each. So it'll be quite interesting to see how the penalties plan out at the end.
We've done a good job so far. 21 laps in and just the one warning for the majority of these cars. Of course, got a few of them with penalties. Geekin, Legends, Ben, same a few. JT about half second back now from Lemons, so the closest he's been to the Red Bull. And Jacob only just had DRS that time, but I doubt he'll keep it going through turn 3. It's about 10th off now, so I dare say the top 3 may start to get away a little bit here. So Imri, Lemons and JT all within a second of each other now. And this is where things get really interesting. So this is where that ERS comes into play, of which Lemons has the most right now. And JT trying to put Jacobs behind him as far as he can. Jaden trying to close back in on these guys. He's 3.4 seconds back. Of course, if I go back to position change here, Jaden started on pole, fell down to the back of the order, and I dare say he's been in every single position today, if I'm being honest. At least once.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an up and down race for Jade. So I think if he can slowly creep in on Jacob, it'll be good for him. I think Jacob's not got much ERS, but then Jaden hasn't either. But it'll be a battle of the pace here today.
Definitely. All still to play for.
Jacob is hanging on for dear life in DRS. He's now using up all of his ERS once again. And he hasn't quite got it, which is a bit of an annoying one for him. But Lemons is passing now Imri on.
Lemons on the main straight. What happened to Imri there? He's lost a lot of time, but Lemons swiping the lead at turn 1. Will Imri come back at him though? Has he used all he's got? Well, Lemons used a lot of his ERS there. He's got about a 5th left. And down this next straight, this will be where it's crucial. Both cars using the ERS. And the battle getting underway now between these two. If Imri can stay close to tucked behind Lemons' rear wing, then we could still have a race on our hands. But it looks like he's trying to get away just a little bit here. And both cars now down to less than 10% of their ERS. And JT, as you said earlier, Award, he might try and close in a little bit more. But it's not working for him right now. He's almost a second out from both these two cars. So all of a sudden, Lemons leads the way and Imri down to second.
Yeah, I think JT will be rubbing his hands together, just waiting for a moment for Imri and Lemons to sort of not realise how much they're battling, and I think JT will capitalise on that. I think he's saving his ERS now because Lemons has now used up all of his ERS, and it'll be curious to see if Imri fights this back. Now, yet he's draining all of his ERS just to stay within range of Lemons. Be curious to see how close he gets to him at the end of the straight.
We're probably looking about 2.5 tenths here, I dare say so myself. And yes, we are.
And with Imri using all of his ERS, he's now got out of DRS range of JT.
Oh wow, he's done a great job there. So I might try and nick the lead back if he can down this next straight, but I don't think he's got enough. Lemons maybe he's a little bit on the exit noise, just try and stay in front of the Williams into turn 4. So but these two are very close together now. It's the second and third sectors that are letting Imri down compared to Lemons. So that's why he's losing time there. He's got to work it all back using both his DRS and his DRS on the DRS straights. So that's where he's losing out right now. He's got work to do in order to keep as close to Lemons as he can. Hope he makes some kind of mistake. Try and force him into an error.
Yeah, I think Imri should sort of hang back a little bit like Lemons had for a few laps, because looking at both of their ERS levels, 20% for both of them. JT's now up to 40%. Obviously he's out of the DRS range now as well, but these two battling, I think the gap could easily close again.
Lemons very strong in that final sector. Look how much time he's gained now. He's got to get all that back, and that's what forces Imri's hand, and he has to use his DRS as JT comes into the pits. Well, I dare say I'll be for another set of medium tyres, or if possible, another set of softs. Would it be a wise choice to run soft to the end, Wardy? Do you reckon he pull that off?
He's gone mediums. I'm not really sure why he's pit. I don't have a clue. Those mediums will. Well, is there something we don't know? I genuinely think the mediums could get to the end, but
I think I only ever seen Pope do that. If I'm being entirely honest.
I know.
Because
but,
Pope is golden as tires, and honestly, no disrespect to anyone else in the league, but I've never seen anyone manage tires quite like he does. Imri's staying close to Lemons. JT may have gone for a stop, but if everyone else comes to the pits there, then we could see that something happening. And a safety car would be well timed at this point. It's Ben Breyer getting around Legend. Around the outside, Legend goes around and loses out to 10th cannon as well. So Legend's back down to P9 here. No, any takers? No takers up front. Jacobs into third, but does he change it? No, he doesn't. Jaden also staying out. Geek can definitely go to the end, I reckon, on those tyres, but might choose to change them later on if everyone else does. We'll have to wait and see. Imri about half a second back here as they run towards turn 4 once again, reaching the final 10 laps now of this Brazilian Grand Prix. 5 laps left in the TakeOver Racing League Season 5. And one more race victory is still on the line for either one of these two drivers. Who's going to get it?
I'm still just so confused why JT's pit. Maybe he does have the pace to close up the gap, but I don't see it happening. I really don't.
A gap to close up. I'm being honest. About half a lap or so. If I'm being real with you, Wardy.
In my opinion, he's thrown away a podium there. I don't see why he's pit, but he might know something I don't. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Potentially. I'll tell you what I do know, and that's the fact that Lemons in that third sector is ridiculously strong compared to Imri, who consistently gets poorer exits out of that last corner. That's why he loses so much time, and that's what forces his hand and gives him no choice but to sometimes use what's left of that battery, and that's why he's struggling. But Lemons not exactly conserving his either, so is he using a lot of his on the exit? We'll have to wait for him to come back around to have a look. But a brilliant fight here between the champion and the challenger. What a chase this has been so far. But the time is running out for Imri to try and get that spot back. It doesn't look like he's going to get it back anytime soon. Which would be unfortunate because, of course, he led him more than half the race. As JT now sets the fastest lap, so he is quick. But in terms of gap to the lead, that's 21.3 seconds you have to close up. And I dare say 21.3 seconds in 9.5 laps is very unlikely.
He'll have to put on his grip hacks for that one. It's, that's impossible to. I can't believe he's pit. I still can't believe he's pit. But there we go.
Perhaps he's banking on a safety car. We'll never know. And anything could happen in these last couple of laps. Anything could still go wrong. I'm surprised we didn't get another safety car for Fuad crashing earlier on in the race. It's
a surprising one. I don't get how the safety car came out in the first place for Watson retiring the pit lane. Maybe, I don't know, maybe someone else had an incident on the track at the same time. So I think if there's 2 incidents on a track, then that brings out the safety car. So I think that might have been what happened. Maybe one of the Alfa Romeos had a spin or something at the same time. But these things happen.
Definitely, yeah.
But with JT pitting, Jacob's now sort of lost touch of the 2 front runners, and Jaden is slowly closing as well.
Oh.
But obviously JT's now closing as well. It's going to be a close finish between Geekin and JT, in my opinion. Even though Geekin does have a penalty, which might hinder him a little bit.
He definitely, in terms of on-track stuff, we could still see a very entertaining battle between those two for P5. And we're still waiting on Imri to sort of close back up to Lemons enough. Now, I want you to watch these guys already at the last corner, because you'll be able to see just where Lemons is gaining and where Imri is actually losing time.
Oh, you can see it straight out of the corner. It's a few tenths, well, not a few tenths, but at least a tenth he gains out of that. Obviously, Imri gains it back in DRS, but it's still not enough. He needs to be getting closer.
He needs to gain time where Lemons is losing it. He gets it back through sector 1, a decent amount of it, but he needs a good run out of turn 2 as well. I notice he does break a bit later than Lemons does, but that costs him on exit. So he needs to close back in with DRS, and then the cycle sort of repeats itself. But he's closing a decent amount that time. He's down to 4 tenths the gap, and Geekin with another penalty now, and that'll make JT's job a lot easier So JT only needs to close in 2 more tenths, and he'll be in a net P5 coming into the race. As 10th Cannon passing Ben Bryan, the run towards turn 1. The pair of them coming very close to contact for that first turn, and Ben Bryan gets up in front in the Aston Martin and pulling away with it as well. He's about half a second clear of Cannon when they make their way down the next straight. Good battle back there. So life in the midfield can be entertaining.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, you'd know all about that, but moving swiftly along.
I don't want to say anything. That's where I usually spend most of my time.
DRS redeployed here for Imrie. On to lap 30. We've got 7 more laps to go, and I dare say Imrie's a little bit closer this time than he has been the last few times. So perhaps he hasn't lost as much time.
I'd be curious to see if he goes for it here.
If he can keep that as best he can here, but Lemon's getting away to about half a second by the time we actually reach the DRS zone again. And look how much battery Lemons has got here, so he's in a great position. He may have Imrie snookered here. 32% of battery for Lemons.
Imrie's in a bit of a sticky situation because he can save up his ERS, but Lemon seems to be managing his ERS quite well, and even by managing it, he's still keeping that gap quite far. But Imrie does seem a lot closer this lap. Be curious to see if he uses it all up again, just to attempt to go for that pass.
Cannon and Ben Bryan going at it again. This time once again it's Bryan who gets the place and holding on to it. This time he's even further ahead of Cannon as they make their way through. Lemons and Imrie towards that last sector on the lap.
And Jaden's gained about 6-7 tenths in the past 2 laps on Jacob, so it'd be nice to keep an eye on that for that podium spot.
Yeah, definitely.
Just
to play for.
Just to keep my prediction in tip-top condition.
You had Imrie, Lemons, Jaden, didn't you?
Yeah, so I'm hoping Imrie can get the better of Lemons here, just for my prediction's sake. But
and Jaden's get the better of Jacob as well.
We shall see. Time will tell. 5 laps left now.
Imrie not getting close enough again. Since losing that top spot, he's yet to actually make a move, and there's a penalty for him there. And that might just be a killer, unless Lemons gets one as well. Well, all of a sudden, this race turned on its head completely for Imrie, who seems to be getting ever closer now. Might he take more risks in order to try and get around Lemons as quickly as he can to try and build a lead? Or is it too little too late for him?
But if he wants to get past and build that 3-second gap, he needs to go for it now. As you can see, he's using his ERS just to get close to him at the end of Sector 2. Obviously, like you said, Lemons is very good out of this corner. And
look at the power
there we go again, he's off. And Imrie's using all of his ERS.
Yeah, he's closing back in. Here we go, we could have a race on our hands now. Once again, Imrie closing in. Does he go for it? He's going to try it on the main straight here. Going towards someone. He's going to look to the inside towards that first corner. Imrie shoots instantly, but goes a bit deep through turn 1. Lemons might try and get him on the exit. Or around the outside. There goes the champion. He'll have DRS going towards turn 4. Now here we go. This is where it gets interesting. Side by side towards the corner of Imrie Castano. He's still got a chance. Yellow flag, and that's Jaden who's gone. Jaden has lost it as Lemons reclaims the lead at turn 4. What a battle that was. And Imrie...
That's great racing from the pair of them.
Imrie's still there, but with practically no battery left. And that moves Jaden down to P6 behind JT. And if something was to happen to Jacob, and Geekin was spilled 3 seconds over JT, and that's my order sorted completely, because I had Lemons to win Imrie second and Geekin in third.
Oh, it's going to be a tough one, I think.
These predictions have flipped on their head all of a sudden.
I know. But yeah, Geekin on the 19 lap old hards. He's now going to try and hold back JT and Jaden. It's going to be a very interesting one.
And a lot of wear on those medium runners too as well. 20 laps on the mediums is unheard of, at least in my eyes. Imrie trying to go again down this main straight. Will he get close enough again to try and make a move? Has to be very brave to go for it here. Very gutsy. Oh, he almost lost the car. That's a very good save, but I dare say that could be a kiss of death for him as he's fallen out of that 1 second gap. He's got DRS this time, but no battery. And with the penalty as well, I dare say that'll be the race for him.
Yeah, he'll be kicking himself with that one. Just touched a little bit of the grass on the braking, or the entrance to braking into the turn 1. It's what unsettled him. He's trying to close that DRS gap now. He's just over a tenth off. But obviously, like you mentioned, his ERS is a little bit lower compared to Lemons, who's now saved up 45%.
Wow.
I think that should be enough just to...
yellow
Oh, there's
flag.
another spin from the Merc.
And that is Geekin
Jaden
is
again.
gone.
Oh, wait.
It's Geekin is gone.
Oh,
Jaden's pitted, yeah, for soft tyres. And all of a sudden...
He's not got a front wing. I don't know what's gone on there.
Jaden, no front wing? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
what on earth happened to Mercedes here? They've sent him back out without a front wing. This is Ferrari-level tactics here. Soft tyres go for fast lap and no wing at all in that car.
We'll take your front wing off for you, mate.
I can only assume he's actually unchecked the option to replace the front wing in the pit lane. I've fallen prey doing that in a league race a few times myself, but never in that much, never with that much damage. Wow.
Dear.
Oh dear, oh dear. Things have gone wrong for Jaden.
Damage is on reduced as well, so he must have hit the wall at quite a bit of pace for it to completely knock the whole thing off. Yeah, definitely an interesting one there. But I still can't believe JT pit for more mediums.
We're trying to avoid this league. I'm just going to do a bit of maths quickly, just to see if Imrie can still finish in 4th place. So as it stands, he sits on 63 points. And he had 18 on for the 2nd place. He finished 1 point off Bowl Beast right now. So he needs that extra 7 points.
He could go for a fastest lap, but that's going to be impossible with JT setting it on fresh mediums. I don't think he can quite get up to that pace on 21 lap or
pit lane.
Yes.
I dare say that'll be the end of your prediction. I do say so myself already. That'll be the end of it.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
I think I win the predictions today unless Imrie can get around Lemons in these final lap and a half. But he's 1.3 seconds back plus that penalty, so short of a Lemon spin, which we've seen very few times this season. But we have seen it on the final lap before. But that time was when he was chasing someone. Now he's the one being chased. And Jacob on course.
It's going to be heartbreaking for Imrie here because Jacob's 3.3 behind him, and obviously with Imrie having that 3-second penalty, it's going to be a close one towards the end.
I can't imagine how heartbreaking that'd be for Imrie, who came into this one with so much hope as Ben Breyer.
Oh, Ben Breyer.
Now out too. He may have lost it at the same place we saw him lose it in qualifying. That was Fuato who lost it. So both Aston Martins have now lost their cars and retired at turn 1 in subsequent sessions, which must be a record of some kind. But meanwhile, Lemons comes through. Lemons to start the final lap of this race and the final lap of his title-winning campaign here. Imrie in second, a second and a half off of the lead, and Jacob just a few hundredths of a second away from second place. Keep an eye on that throughout this last lap.
Yeah, that's going to be a battle to the finish line for that. They've both got
Jacob's
under 10% ERS. They're draining the hell out of it. It's going to be...
Jacob's within now. 2.92 and 2.91. He's falling away as Imrie in this last lap. It may have to be 3rd place for him. He's 2 seconds back from Lemons. He's really starting to feel the wear on those medium tyres now. Lemons, who hasn't felt it yet, they haven't dropped off for him. He moved through this safety car to his advantage to take the lead, and now is on course to take his 8th win. A remarkable campaign, a level of dominance I don't think we've seen in one season in the TakeOver Racing League. Even when Cheese was driving, 8 wins in one season. That's 2/3 of the campaign, and he's going to come through up the hill for the last time to complete the 5th season of TakeOver Racing League action. It's Ryan Lemons who confirms the championship with the win here in Brazil. Imrie 3 seconds back from Lemons now, home in second on track, but it will be 3rd place. Jacob gets 2nd in the end, Imrie 3rd then, and JT, after taking that risk, especially after Imrie's penalty, he may have potentially got a podium finish, perhaps even finished 2nd, but 4th place for him on the day. 10th Cannon will take 5th place home, provided nothing goes wrong on this final half lap. Imrie still seems somewhat satisfied with the 3rd place. And
yeah, it's been a great race for the front runners here. It's Lemons, Imrie, JT, Jacob. They've all been really consistent, obviously keeping within DRS of each other. 10th Cannon coming home in 5th. Great race for him as well.
Ethan will cap off the season in 6th place for Haas, and we're waiting out on our final 2 finishers, those finishers being Legend and Geekin. Does Geekin close in enough? Although he's still got no front wing on the car. But could he actually close in on
Curious to
Legends?
see
I don't
if-
think he will.
I think Geeky might be going for a fastest lap here.
Will he nick
Or is he
it?
still got... No, he's
He's out of
stopping.
fuel. I dare say. No, he's not out of fuel. He's stopping at the
Going
line.
for the old... Oh.
He's going for a little donut here to end the season. Calling it an
Triumphant
end.
effort.
I dare say he might just do some donuts here just to cap things off.
And get taken out by Lemons'
Oh, that didn't quite work for him, did it? And that's what he wanted. He might try and do a burnout across the line. So Lemons then takes his 8th win of the season, 3rd on the all-time wins list in the TakeOver Racing League, and that is the end of the season. What has been a very entertaining season of racing. I've thoroughly enjoyed commentating on it in the opportunities that I've had to do so. Of course, props to Dara for doing the majority of it over the course of the season. Wardy, mate, give me your thoughts on the season as a whole.
Oh, it's been brilliant. The attendance has been high. The racing standards have been excellent. It's really great to have everyone here. It's a great league. It's a great league. Thanks to the fan, me, Dean, Dara, you, Zach. It's been an awesome season, to be honest.
Yeah, thank you to all the admins as well for doing a spectacular job. Of course, Wardy, you're one of them. Help him behind the scenes to make this league a success. And I dare say season 5 has sort of restored it to its former glory from seasons 2 and 3 back on F1 2021. It took a little while for us to get going again. We got going. We had a brilliant season. I'm looking forward to doing it all again for season 5. So we'll go through your final results then. Lemons wins it from Jacob in 2nd and Imri in 3rd place. JT 4th, Cannon 5th, Ethan 6th, Legend 7th, and Geekin takes the final points on offer. Ben, Breyer and Jaden finished in the top 10 but failed to finish. And Fuad, Watson and Tommy make up those DNFs as well. Right, we'll make a move over to the race chat now. And we'll see if we can get some interviews going in just before we cap things off this scene. So what if you want to follow me to the race chat in just in that part of the server.
Sounds good.
And I'll make the change here to the race chat. And we'll try and get some guys in post interview. What do you got, sir? You with us?
Good.
Nice one. Okay, so I'll ask. So we're looking for Imri, looking for Lemons, and we're looking at Jacob if we can. So fantastic race, and despite the lower attendances, so
yeah,
even that small crew, we had a good time.
Especially that first stint as well. You had Lemons, Imri, Jacob, JT, Deacon even on the medium tyres as well. It was a great race. It's just a battle of keeping your pace up and keeping in the DRS as well.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, the chase between Imri and Lemons is world class between the pair of them, and Imri taking the defeat very well indeed, especially given the confidence he had coming into this one as well. So I have to see if we can get any of these
he's
three
definitely stuck to his word in that one. In my opinion, he's shown great pace there. Lemons is in another world of his own with that pace.
We've got Jacob in here now, and we'll see if we can get Imri in as well. He's just tapping in now. Oh, Mike is well in the grave. So unfortunately, from those two, from Lemons and Imri, we can't get either one of those two in. But we have got Jacob with us. So Jacob, if you want to unmute yourself for me. Well, congratulations, mate. 2nd place on the day.
Yeah.
Talk us through it. What went down?
Yeah, it was a pretty difficult race. Also, I didn't have the pace to fight them up front, so I just had to stay in the DRS. Yeah, so the plan was just to stay in DRS and just hope for something to happen in front. And yeah, Imri got a pen, and then I especially lost that and Jaden's spun. So yeah, all good. A pretty good race, although I didn't have the pace. So yeah.
Yeah, of course. I think it was the safety car earlier on in the race made the change to mediums, went those to the end, if my memory serves me correctly. Was there ever any thought to move on to perhaps another set of mediums or a set of softs towards the end and try and go for some higher places, or was it always just
I thought about staying out to Canada. I thought that was maybe a good thing to do, but then because my tires were pretty dead at the end, but it was a pretty tough choice. But I thought about if I didn't have the pace, I would pit it for a two-stop like the AlphaTauri. But I would have pitted for mediums if he didn't pit. But, so yeah.
All right. Did the safety cars all make any changes to the actual strategy, or was it always the right plan to sort of go on to?
No, like
change?
it was the same strategy, but I just pitted it earlier. That was the.
All right, fair enough.
My,
And one more question for you, of course. This is the end of the season now. Will we be seeing you back again in season 6 to try and go for some more points next season?
Yeah, I would really like to get a seat for the next season because I only done 3 races this season. I joined in Canada, I think, so I would really hope to get a seat for the next season so I can race. That would be really nice.
Yeah, definitely. So look forward to potentially seeing you then. So yeah, thank you for coming along for us, and cheers for driving these last few races. Much appreciated. And yeah, so we'll let you go for a bit then. Congrats on the podium. Then we'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, I've asked JT as well if he wants to come on in just to talk to us, just on the admin's behalf. Obviously, Woody, I know you're here as well in that respect, so I'm not leaving you out. But
yeah, fine, mate.
If not, I would just ask you the question in that respect. Of course, you have been one of the admins for the season, and things have turned around for the TakeOver Racing League. What was going on towards the end, midway through that break between seasons 4 and 5? Was this league in jeopardy at any point?
I wouldn't say so. I think the heart was there for me, Fan and Dean. It's just we couldn't quite get the numbers in. I think we had an influx of drivers come in. I think at the start of season 4, I think we had about 35, 40 drivers. So we were, in fact, looking for a second tier at that point.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
And then we sort of decided to go for one tier, sort of quality over quantity sort of thing. But no, I don't know why the drivers didn't turn up. I think we were having about 10, like at some point, single figures for races. So we thought we'd cut it down early. So I think we only had about 5 or 6 races for season 4. And just thought we'd build it up again, come back stronger. And yeah, season 5 has definitely been a good example of that. I think we haven't dropped, bar this race, we haven't dropped below 16 drivers, I think. So it's been good to have a few full grids. Yeah, season 6, hopefully it'll be some sort of the same thing.
Definitely. And one thing I do want to ask you, obviously you've been around for the whole thing. Is this the best season in TakeOver Racing League history? In terms of the race in the community, just the whole thing as a whole, is this the best season in history? Give me your honest opinion.
That is a very tough one. I think.
Is it up there at the very least?
In terms of community and general race standards and just in general the enjoyment in the chat and stuff like that, it's been without a doubt the best. But in terms of closeness with racing, I'd say season 2 probably topped out. I think Fan and Cheese both finished on the same points, but obviously Cheese got the championship from races previously. So
and I dare say
but no, season 5 has been awesome.
You were close to beating them as well, were you not?
I was a title contender for the final race.
I remember what happened at turn 2, mate. I remember what happened at turn 2.
Yeah. We don't want to go there. Well, we do,
I do. We'll save that story for another day. I'll have to link that stream.
Yeah, it wasn't my finest moment, but no, season 5 has been great. It's been really good to have a lot of drivers in here interested in racing, consistency every week. It's been great. Hopefully we'll come back with season 6, see some familiar faces, familiar drivers, and hopefully someone will knock Lemons off the top spot.
Definitely. Could we see Lemons breaking that record for victories, do you think?
Oh, 100%. He's definitely got the ability to do it. He's consistent, he's ridiculous, he's got great pace. But I dare say if JT wants to race next season, obviously he's busy with his esports stuff as well, but it'd be nice to see him sort of contend for Lemons as well, because I think, well, let's have a look. JT's currently on 11 wins, Lemons is on 8 after today, so only 3 between them. It'll be interesting to see if season 6 brings a little bit of a rivalry there.
Potentially have to wait and see. Of course, he's pushed up the records, but he's 7th on the all-time starts list. He's, of course, most wins this season, most pole positions, most podium finishes, most laps led. Only thing he's not leading is most positions gained, which I say is a sign of the consistency week upon week that he managed to put in.
Oh, 100%.
He's had 94 laps this season. That's quite impressive. And that was just in the first 11 rounds.
Oh, 100%, yes. Imri's definitely put a few laps up there again, but yeah, he's just been so consistent this season. I think after, it was 3 races where he DNF'd all of them, I think, or didn't finish within the points. Oh no, in Jeddah I think
he finished Jeddah, but he spun the final lap.
Yeah, I remember that now. But no, he went from the point of wanting to like give up his full-time seat, I think, and now here he is winning the championship by God knows how many points. Let's have a look.
Going into it, it was 187 to 119 on fans' behalf. So now that's another. If I had another 25 on, because I believe he got the fast start, did he?
I think JT got that one. So
212 points in season. That's almost 100 points clear of fan. So that's very impressive stuff.
It's mad, isn't it? He's won 8 of the 12 races this season. So it speaks for itself, really, don't it?
You gonna try and knock him off his perch next season, Morty? We're gonna see you back up there.
Well, I wish I could.
I'm asking too much.
My pace is improving. Yeah, definitely. But no, it's I'm hoping to be podium, like finish on the podium quite a bit next season. But it'll be an interesting one. It'll be nice to see who can top Lemons off the top seat. But we'll see. I can't even speak. I've lost it at this point.
Fair enough. I think that'll probably be a good place to cap it off then. Who will knock Lemons off his perch? For those of you who are down on the stream at the moment, if you think you've got what it takes to try and beat Lemons next season, then come ahead, come over to TakeOver Racing League. Make sure to follow the Twitch as well, because we're back on that next season with Dara. Once again, I'll be streaming over here on this channel whenever I can, so make sure to subscribe here as well. Couldn't resist getting a little promotion in just towards the end. Hope you haven't been to thank me for that.
Cheeky plug.
Definitely, same as always. But yeah, so that will cap off the race and the season. It's been a very entertaining season. I do hope you guys will join us back for it in Season 6, because it should be even bigger, even better than Season 5 was. Until then, you guys, thank you so much for watching this season, and we shall see you in Season 6. Goodbye, everyone.
Cheers, guys.